So, you think you're oppressed, huh? You think you're one of the have-nots. You think your failures to meet your goals is everyone else's fault. Well, let me tell you something, and you better listen good. Maybe you're not wealthy. Maybe you don't live in a mansion or drive a $100,000 car or own a yacht. But let me tell you what you do have. You have the privilege of living in the greatest nation that the world has ever known. You have the opportunity to succeed, regardless of your age, wherever you started, or your social status. You have the opportunity to work, to build, to learn a trade, to start a business, to go back to school, whatever your age, to fail and get back up again and try again. Bust off your Buster Browns and try again. You have the opportunity to set the right example for your family and teach your own children how to blaze their own path, for Christ's sake, instead of waiting for someone else or some government to build that path for them. That, folks, is freedom. Now let's take a look at socialism. Socialism sells a very different message. Let me hear the background fantasy music, if you will. Picture that in your mind. Government will provide. Government will protect you. Government will make everything fair. Everything will be equal. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? But let's think back to our great President Ronald Reagan and a quote from him. And I'll paraphrase, of course, but he said, when you get a knock on your door, you answer it, and the person at the door says, "Hello, I'm from the government, and I'm here to help." In my opinion, folks, you better slam that door as quickly as you can. So let me ask you something. What happens to ambition? Under socialism, why work harder? Why take the risk? Why build a business? Why sacrifice today for a better tomorrow if success is treated like something you should be apologizing for and punished for? Think about our children. What are we teaching them? That competition is bad? Well, if competition is bad in the workforce, it's bad on the sports field, and it's bad in every other section of their life. Are we teaching them that ambition is selfish? That wanting to be the best is somehow unfair? No, folks. Competition builds character. Ambition creates progress. Hard work creates opportunity. And success should inspire people, not create resentment. And here's another question. Where are tomorrow's doctors, lawyers going to come from? Engineers, scientists, inventors, entrepreneurs. These people sacrifice years of education. They take on financial risk. They make sacrifices and hard work, and their hard work is rewarded with government deciding what their efforts are worth or treating their success as something that needs to be punished. Why spend 10 years becoming a doctor? Why risk everything to start a business? Why invent the next breakthrough? There has to be an incentive to achieve. Equality before the law? Absolutely no question. Equal opportunity? Absolutely no question. But guaranteeing equal outcomes for all? That's something entirely different, folks. Because freedom is not government guaranteeing everyone the same mediocre existence. Freedom is having the right to choose where you want to go and having the opportunity to fight like hell to get there. And I'll leave you with this. I suspect most of you are winners, or at the very least, you want to win. You want to succeed. You want something better for yourself, your family, and your children. But socialism, my friends, appeals to a very different mindset. A mindset that says it's easier to demand a piece of what somebody else earned than create something yourself. taking without producing, receiving without contributing, and resenting those who achieved what you were unwilling to pursue. So ask yourself one simple question. Do I want the opportunity to build my own life? Or do I want the government deciding what I deserve? Socialism promises equality. But be careful, folks. There's a big difference between giving everyone an equal opportunity to climb the ladder and cutting down the ladder because somebody else climbed higher than you. Let that sink in. This has been Real Talk with Mocho. I'm Gordon A. Mocho, the G-Man. Like us and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and everywhere else. And until we meet again, my friends, adios.